Here we go again. Oh, hey, if this is not your if this is your first time joining me, you won't notice the difference. But some of you will go, "Oh my God." Well, that's the way it is, isn't it? Hey, my name is Brian Martin, and I write about love. I've written several books, in no particular order. I'll share them with you. One is Fun Loving: How to Have a Practically Perfect Relationship, based on some of my training and experience in the early days when I was a psychotherapist. I am not a psychotherapist. Let's make that clear. And and here is another great book. This is called Eternity is the E in Love. It's the last book in a series called Love. Love. And eternity is the E in love. And here is the first book in this series. It's called Kindness is the Most Powerful Little Thing in the World. Three Types of Transformational Kindness for Everyone. Notice that little thing, most powerful little thing. Little things. L stands for little things, and little things are really important. About 95% of your ability to grow your emotional connection is related to the little things that happen in your relationship, the good things. And I have this cute little book, which, let's turn it right side up. There we go. My Ideal Day of Love. 24 hours of love at home and work. And it's a fun book also. But I'm reading from the O book. Oxytocin is the O in love. And it is not published today, but it soon will be. We are working on that. Everything's done. My part's done. I'm just waiting for others. And so I'm continuing now in this section the major section is honoring the differentiated other, self. And so today I am going to continue, and this section is called How to Honor the Other's Differentiated Self. This stuff is intensely personal. A lot of it comes right out of Jennifer and my relationship. As I write in the book, Jennifer and I are relationship billionaires. That is, we are rich in love. We're not the only ones in the world, but we feel compelled to share the riches of our love with other people so that it might inspire, encourage, give hope, even tools for everybody to grow their own relationship. All right, here we go. Don't decide, control. That's the subtitle here. There's a difference between choosing or deciding and controlling. Choosing and deciding are passive. Saying, I have made the decision to honor your differentiated self simply means that you've selected to honor rather than not honor. Selecting is a weak word. It is merely the preference of one way over the other. No further action is implied. Making a decision is the intention to do something. When one makes a decision, chooses, or intends, that is the complete action. The word control or controlling is active. When one controls, it implies direct and meaningful action and engagement. Controlling is strong. Controlling is happening now and continuously. Controlling does something to an object. It causes something to happen with results. It results in actual change. When action occurs when one controls. It's like pushing or pulling. The status of something else changes with controlling. Decisions are magical, ethereal, ephemeral, without substance, empty, void, a desire, or a wish. I guess you know how I feel about the word decide or choose. Controlling manifests actual change in the universe, resulting in something actually happening and is observable. Controlling a thought, this is where it gets into it. Controlling a thought is to totally replace it with another, so that the previous thought is no longer of consequence. It is an action, complete and ongoing. Formerly, I thought Jennifer was an extension of my life, a part of who I was. Now, that seems weird to me because I controlled that thought. I replaced that thought with Jennifer is a unique person in the world. She is not of me or like me. Her being is a freaking miracle, a once in eternity occurrence. There's never been anyone like her, and there will never be anyone like her again. Her gifts, her skills, her talents, and her tools are uniquely hers. They are not my gifts, nor are they of my making. My only contribution to her unique reality is that I love her by creating a safe environment for her. When I don't make a safe environment, she grows in spite of me. We are two completely different human beings held together by the bonds of love. I think that quote is worthy of being underlined or highlighted. I control, that is, I replace my former thought, and the action of controlling that thought is continuous. It continues to happen so that when the former thought attempts to reoccur, the force of my new thought completely overpowers it, replaces it, and retains its place of controlling. As you have read, there are many ways to control thoughts and feelings and emotions. The first act of honoring the other's differentiated self is to control the way you think about them. Now, that is so profound and such an amazing thought. I hope that when you get the book that you underline it because it is amazing. The next subsection is called Replace the Thought that you and the other are broken or somehow limited. What we know about human beings is that we are gifted with anti-fragility. I wrote about this in my ebook, Eternity is the E in Love. Anti-fragility is gaining exponentially. Okay? That word means gaining exponentially from loss. Anti-fragility is not just being restored to the pre-morbid condition, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, nor is it robustness, as in bouncing back better. It is a phenomenal and unexpected hypergrowth after loss. In my ebook, I reference 5 victims of the infamous Boston Marathon bombing who suffered mutilation and the loss of limbs. Each one's life took an unexpected and unknowable turn as they converted their loss into philanthropies, creativity, and helping others. They would never have been able to imagine their life taking such a trajectory that would have been so beneficial to others. This anti-fragility is a fundamental nature of people. Now, for some reason unknown to me, some people remain in their victimhood after loss. And what we see is that human beings have the ability to be anti-fragile. When we acknowledge that we cannot predict what may happen to one who has suffered loss, setback, or failure, we allow the possibility of anti-fragility. And we love them, and we open the door for unexpected growth. Now, Jennifer didn't lose a limb, but as a teenage mother, she lost the ability for college education, or at least she thought so. As the years rolled by, going back to school became more and more a remote possibility. What she could not have known was that selling houses would turn into a professional career that she would thrive in. Her business and her leadership skills blossomed like an azalea bush covered with flowers in the springtime. She is a recognized businesswoman in our community. Jennifer's anti-fragility is legend in our family, and at the same time, it is common. Millions of women have risen from obscurity and loss to positions of power. My part was to stop thinking Jennifer was limited. I like to read that again because I think it's critical and important. My part was to stop thinking that Jennifer was limited. My thinking was holding her back. I had the idea that my role and my life was more important. In my old way of thinking, her role was to be subservient to me. This was a ghastly error and damaging to her differentiated self. I had to stop thinking that she was somehow broken or limited. This was very challenging to me. If Jennifer were to be a highly successful woman, then she might be better or more liked or even superior to me. Of course, now I see how this line of thinking revealed my own feelings of inadequacy. I now have control over that feeling, the thought that I was somehow inadequate. I am a freaking amazing miracle of astronomical proportions, and my life is a miracle. And I am endowed with and have developed gifts, skills, talents, and tools which differentiate me in my community. I hope that that mantra, that quote, that script that I just read to you sounds familiar. I am not broken or limited either. The fact that people are not broken or limited does not mean that there is no need for growth or improvement. There is much more to explore, discover, and learn about self and others. I, for one, am a lifelong learner, deliberately seeking more insight and knowledge about love and relationships. The perspective that human beings are somehow broken or limited can and should inform how we respond to those who become injured, have developmental disorders, even terminal illness. I've already shown how people with traumatic injuries are anti-fragile. We should approach them with wonder and amazement about how people grow with an injured body and mind. Even the loss of limbs and dreams does limit people from being something beyond that which they could never imagine. The same is true for many people living with bipolar disorder, attention deficits and hyperactivity, and those on the autism spectrum. There are great examples of many who have become wildly successful. One of the greatest examples of a changed, limited approach is with those who have Down syndrome. It was not long ago that it was thought best to euthanize infants with Down syndrome. We now naturally expect people with Down syndrome to be loving and functional, contributing members of the family and society. Finally, what amazing people are those at the end of their lives. They are brave, courageous, tenacious, even hopeful. They teach us about our own mortality. They show us what's most important about life. They smile in the face of death. Here's what I've discovered. They don't want our pity or sorrow. They want to love us. They want us to live the best life we possibly can, free of the limitations that we impose upon ourselves. Changing and controlling my thoughts that Jennifer was a person with limitations who needed my help was the greatest gift I ever gave to myself. Not only did it help restore our emotional connection, but it helped me become a better person. It changed the way that I see people. As a matter of fact, I no longer see people. I behold them. All right, let's continue. Use your gifts to help others. You may ask, how does using your gifts help the other's differentiated self? Using your gifts is magical. When you use your gifts, you're sending a powerful message to others. The message is, I'm so confident in your competence as a human being that I feel free enough to use my own gifts without worry, concern, or anxiety how you go about your life. How freeing is that to the other? Here's a related idea. Using your gifts distracts you from negative thoughts. The more you focus on your gifts, the fewer negative thoughts you will have. Even if you struggle with inadequacy, as I did, using and growing your gifts frees the other from having to dance around your feelings of inadequacy. Even if Jennifer couldn't articulate that I had inadequate thoughts or feelings about myself, she felt it. She felt it, she intuited it, and it affected her. When I am focused, when I control my thinking, when I'm focusing on my gifts, I'm thinking about my competency, my gifts, not my negative thoughts. I may have not about the negative thoughts that I might have about her. Using your gifts is a fantastic way to control your thoughts. Here's another reason why using your gifts honors the other's differentiated self. The greatest desire your beloved has for you is that you feel good about your life. The other wants you to live life to the fullest extent. Your loving other wants you to feel competent, capable, with a sense of mastery about you. The best way for you to fulfill that desire is as you use, grow, and develop your gifts into skills, and then grow the skill to a talent, so that you're seen in your community as differentiated, a contributing member. As you use your gifts, you fulfill the other's greatest desire. You honor their wishes and their differentiated self. The other will also feel like they had a contributing role in your own differentiation. The other will know that they helped provide a loving and a supportive environment that helps support your giftedness. Participating in the dynamic process of mutually loving and supporting adds greatly to one's meaning and significance in life. This also honors the other's differentiated self. Some readers may still wonder what their gift is. It's easy to think that your gift is some kind of accomplishment. Think about the neurosurgeon. She has distinguished herself through years of academic success, enabling her to enter medical school and earn the noble degree of medical doctor. She is admired as a successful person, but her degree is not her gift, her skill, or her talent. People often confuse achievement with giftedness. Her education, her achievement, provided her with the tools that she needs to conduct her skill. Her medical degree is a message to her and the world that she has sufficient knowledge and experience to use her acquired tools. Her gift is the actual practice of medicine. The practice of medicine is helping people overcome disease. The key term in that last sentence is helping people. Her gift is helping. Oh, let's see. Am I still live here? What I did was I leaned on my pad, and it wanted me to quit, but I don't want to quit because I'm really getting into this. The last term is helping people. She is not aware of her gift. Many people who have great accomplishments are not aware of their gift and see the achievement as the end goal. Many of these people become disillusioned with their achievement. If she is aware that her gift is helping people, then she experiences meaning and significance in life. Her awareness of her giftedness may even lead to a greater awareness, and that is this: helping people is loving people. She may even become aware that her greatest sense of self, her personal identity in the world, is not I am a medical doctor, but it is I am a loving person. I am a loving person is the greatest identity that anyone could ever have. The important thought that I want you to grasp is the achievement is not the gift. Your gift, whether you know it or not, your gift is helping people in some way. Helping people is loving people. Helping people also greatly enhances your emotional connection with people. Let me return to the physician example. Until recently, the medical culture demanded that clinical physicians spend as little time as possible with a patient. The demands of medicine and the number of patients means that physicians must use their time as efficiently as possible. The culture demanded a detachment, a professionalism approach to patients, rather than an emotional connection that might interfere with the physician's diagnostic ability and time. Physicians are trained to diagnose and to treat disease. The more efficient they are and the more emotionally detached they are, the better the results would be. So it was thought. There was some pushback from some physicians who found that even brief, friendly connections with patients had a positive effect on patient outcomes. Research seems to validate that creating a brief emotional connection with patients helped them. Much has been written about this. Search doctor-patient relationships. When the physician actually feels that she is helping the patient and the patient actually has a meaningful emotional connection with the physician, the outcomes are both are for better for both are better. The physician's gift is helping. The physician's gift is one human being helping another. There are more ways that you can help than you can possibly imagine. Let me remind you, when you help another person, you are loving them. The greatest gift is love. And that concludes that particular section. I've already provided for you the link to all of my videos. And when you watch all of my videos, you'll notice the difference. All right. Looks like we have a few good people. Looks like my kids all saw the difference. My name is Brian Martin, and I write about love, because love is the most important thing. God bless you. I love you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time.